It's strange, isn't it? The entire day can pass without a single negative thought. You're busy with work, college, friends, scrolling your phone, watching videos, replying to messages. Everything feels normal. Then the lights go off, the room goes quiet. You put your phone down, and suddenly your brain starts playing a movie you never asked to watch. That embarrassing thing you said 3 years ago. That conversation you should have handled differently. That mistake at work. That relationship that ended months, or even years, ago. A future that hasn't even happened yet. Within minutes, your mind creates 100 what-if scenarios. What if I fail? What if they don't like me? What if I never become successful? What if I made the wrong decision? And somehow these thoughts always feel more convincing at midnight than they ever do in the morning. But why? Why does your brain choose the exact moment you're trying to sleep to become the most active it's been all day? The answer has less to do with the night itself and much more to do with how your brain actually works. Here's something surprising. Your brain was never designed to make you happy. Its first job has always been to keep you alive. Thousands of years ago, our ancestors survived by constantly looking for danger. The person who assumed everything was fine often didn't live long. The one who noticed every possible threat had a better shot. So our brains evolved to search for problems. That search never really turned off. Even today, your brain treats uncertainty like a possible danger. Except now, instead of worrying about wild animals, it worries about emails, money, relationships, your career, your appearance, your reputation. The threats changed, the alarm system didn't. Here's the part most people never think about, though. During the day, your brain is busy, solving problems, talking to people, driving, working, studying, checking notifications. Your attention is constantly occupied. Picture a bottle of muddy water. As long as you keep shaking it, everything stays mixed together and you can't see through it. The moment you stop shaking it, everything settles, and suddenly you can see straight to the bottom. Night works the same way. The distractions disappear, and whatever's been quietly sitting at the bottom of your mind all day finally becomes visible. The thoughts didn't just appear at midnight. They were already there. You just couldn't hear them over the noise of the day. But there's a second reason nights feel so much worse. And this one might sound familiar. Think about the last time someone left your message unread. During the day, you probably shrugged it off. But at night, your brain starts writing stories. What if they're angry? What if I said something wrong? What if they don't want to talk to me anymore? Notice something. Your brain almost never writes the calm version of that story. It doesn't imagine them being busy or asleep or just not near their phone. It jumps straight to the worst possible explanation, every time. This has a name. Psychologists call it negativity bias. Negative possibilities grab more of our attention than positive ones. Not because they're more likely, but because your brain has decided they're more important to notice. Out of 10 possible explanations, your mind will usually lock onto the one that could hurt the most, as if worrying tonight could somehow protect you tomorrow. Here's the catch, though. Most of what you imagine at night never actually happens. Most people, if they looked back honestly, would find that the vast majority of things they lost, sleep over either never occurred or turned out far less serious than they feared in the moment. Your brain doesn't seem to update on that pattern, though. It treats every new imagined problem as if it deserves your full attention, right now, at 1 a.m. Now let's talk about something almost everyone does right before this cycle starts: scrolling. You tell yourself you'll watch just one more reel. 30 minutes later, you're still going. It feels relaxing while you're doing it, but your brain is experiencing something very different underneath. Every swipe hands your brain a tiny, unpredictable reward. A joke, a shocking fact, a sad story, a funny clip. You never know which one is coming next, and unpredictable rewards are some of the most addictive kind there are. So when you suddenly stop scrolling and put the phone down, your brain doesn't calm down instantly. It's like flooring a car at high speed and expecting it to stop the second you lift your foot. Instead, your mind keeps racing. Except now, instead of processing videos, it starts processing your life. The phone didn't create your worries, it just delayed them until the exact moment you finally went quiet. Here's another strange thing your brain does. It confuses thinking with solving. Say you're lying in bed replaying a mistake you made. Your brain quietly tells you, if I just think about this a little longer, I'll find the answer. So you keep thinking and thinking. But notice what actually happens. You don't find peace, you just get more tired. This is called rumination, and it's not the same as problem solving. Problem solving moves toward an answer. Rumination just replays the same problem from slightly different angles, without ever landing anywhere. Picture sitting in a rocking chair. You're moving the whole time, but you never actually go anywhere. That's what overthinking feels like from the inside. There's one more piece to this. Your brain hates an unfinished story. If someone stops talking to you without explaining why, your brain wants closure. If your future feels uncertain, it wants certainty. If you made a hard decision, it wants proof that it was the right one. When those answers don't exist yet, your imagination fills the gap on its own. And unfortunately, it almost always fills it with the worst version, not the calm one. That's why uncertainty feels so exhausting. Your brain keeps trying to finish a puzzle that's still missing half its pieces, and maybe the single biggest reason nights hit overthinkers so hard is simply this: silence. Most of us are almost never truly alone with our thoughts anymore. Music while walking, a podcast while driving, a video while eating, scrolling while waiting for anything, notifications every few minutes. Our minds rarely get actual quiet. So when silence finally does arrive, right as your head hits the pillow, it feels unfamiliar, almost uncomfortable. And instead of resting, your brain uses that quiet to unpack everything it postponed all day: old memories, future fears, unfinished conversations, regrets, questions with no answers, all at once. Here's the good news in all of this, though. Overthinking doesn't mean something is wrong with you. Most of the time, it means your brain is trying to protect you, just using the worst possible method to do it. It's searching for mistakes before they happen, preparing for dangers that may never come, trying to manufacture certainty in a world that doesn't offer much of it. The problem was never that your brain thinks. The problem is that it treats every single thought as if it deserves your full attention. It doesn't. A thought isn't automatically a fact. Just because your mind says, "I'm going to fail," doesn't mean you will. Just because it whispers, "Everyone is judging me," doesn't mean anyone actually is. Your brain produces thousands of thoughts a day. Some are useful. Most are just noise. The real skill isn't learning to stop thinking completely. That's not possible. It's learning which thoughts are worth sitting with and which ones are allowed to just pass by, like clouds you don't have to chase. If you find yourself stuck in this loop most nights, a few small habits genuinely help, even if they don't fix it completely. Keep a notepad by your bed, and the moment a thought loops for the third time, write it down instead of replaying it. This tells your brain the thought has been caught and doesn't need to keep circling. Try setting a fixed worry window earlier in the evening. 10 minutes where you're allowed to think through whatever's bothering you on purpose. It sounds strange, but giving your brain permission earlier often means it has less left to bring up at midnight. And where you can, put the phone down at least 20 minutes before you actually try to sleep, so your mind has a little runway to slow down before you ask it to go quiet. None of these make the thoughts disappear forever, but they give your brain somewhere else to put them, instead of your pillow at 1 a.m. So next time you're lying awake and your brain starts writing endless what-if stories, remember this: it's midnight, and your brain is trying to protect you, not predict the future. Those are two very different things. If this helped you understand your own mind a little better, that's exactly why I make these. Hit like. It genuinely helps this channel grow. And if you're new here, subscribe to Brain Things so you don't miss what's coming next. Until next time, stay curious.